Hey everybody, this is JB Productions. Now in this tutorial, we're going to take an image such as this. And as you can see, this image is kind of gray. And as you can see, our subject here has acne. And we're going to turn it into this. See how much smoother her skin is? And then we're going to blur the background a little bit to give it a fake depth of feel. And then once we finish all that, we're going to put it up on a magazine. Alright, so I'm just going to close these two. So now we have this image. First thing we're going to do is unlock the background layer by double clicking on it and hit OK. And press Command J. And what that will do is duplicate your layer. Now hide your bottommost layer and then grab your eraser tool, simply pressing the E key. And just erase everything on the image except for her skin. Just using my left and right bracket keys to make my brush bigger and smaller. And yes, when I say to just erase everything except for the skin, that means her eyes, her nostrils, her lips, all that stuff. Just gonna zoom in a little bit. Make my brush smaller. Get rid of this hair here. Now again, I'm just rushing through this, but if you would take time, then you could get it with much more precision and it would look a lot better. Let's get rid of her eyes, her nostrils, her mouth and lips, eyes. Okay, so once you got that done, switch back to your move tool by simply clicking the V on your keyboard. Then go to Filter, Blur, and choose Surface Blur. And choose pretty good amount of blur. Now, I found out that 19 for radius and 42 for threshold works pretty good with this photo. So I'm going to hit OK. And if we turn back on our background layer, we can see her skin looks a lot smoother, but it looks pretty fake. So what we're going to do next is grab our history brush and make it pretty big. And then here's a tip for making your brush softer and harder. If you hold down the shift key, well, you know if you use your left and right bracket keys, while that'll make your brush bigger and smaller. But if you hold down the shift key while you're using those keys, it'll make your brush softer and harder. So put your brush as soft as it can go. I'm just gonna decrease the size a little bit, and just paint around those areas where it looks kind of fake. And as you can see, it kind of makes it blend in a little bit. Now if you really wanted to, you can grab your healing brushes or your patch tool and you can adjust this much more. But since I don't have too much time, I'm not going to do that. Alright, so it looks kind of fake, but it's good enough for now. Alright, so now what we're going to do, let's just zoom out a little bit. And now we are going to click on this bottom layer, then press Command L to open up our levels. And we're just going to drag these sliders in a little bit to just give the image a little more contrast. Let me just bring in the blacks a little bit more. Whoa. See, you see what just happened there? Now, you don't want to go too far because you can see everything starts to look horrible. Make some minor adjustments here. Alright, I'm gonna hit OK. And you know what? I'm gonna have to end up using the patch tool or some. I'm just gonna use the healing brush tool to fix this up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, you know what? Never mind. You can do that when you have on your own time. But I'm sorry that it looks really bad because I'm just in a big rush. So, next what we're going to do is first duplicate this background layer again by simply pressing Command J. Then the top one, go to Filter, Blur, choose Gaussian Blur. I would blur it quite a bit. Around 3 pixels looks pretty good. Hit OK. Now click this little button right here and that'll create a layer mask. So then we'll grab our gradient tool and actually let's just do it with our brush. Make sure black is your foreground color and just paint away all of the foreground area. Oops. Okay, so now once you're done with that, it's already ready. Now all we gotta do is put it on a magazine. Now, put it on a magazine is super simple. I downloaded this action online, and I'll get the link to it in my description. So I'm pretty sure it's the newsletter one. So click on step 1, then press play. And I'll do all this in a new document. Yeah, it's the newsletter one. Okay, so then we're going to press Command A to select it all, and then Command C to copy it. Then I'm going to come back into this document and press Command V to paste. Whoa, whoops. You see what I did there? I had that on the layer mask, and I just did it to the layer mask. Sorry, I forgot to do something. Here, Command D to deselect. Now go to this drop down menu here and click Merge Visible. Before you click on it, hold down your Option key and don't let go until it made the layer. Now what that'll do is it'll put everything on its own layer. And instead of merging it all together, it'll put it on its own layer. So now we'll Command A to select it all, Command C to copy it, and then Command V to paste, and there we go. I'm just press Command T for free transform, then hold on my Shift key to constrain the proportions. Just scale it like that. Then use my left and right arrow keys to nudge it over. Alright, then you can see I made all these text layers, so let's just double click on this. Let's just type in published by what other than JB Productions. Now you see it went off screen here. Well, you could just not move it over a little bit. I mean, it won't change the way that the magazine will look at the end. Then you can put your taglines here, but I'm not going to do that right now. Then you select step 2, press play. Then it'll just do the action for you. Bada bing, bada boom. And you see it has all these layers here, the shadow, reflection, the cover, and the edge. Now, see how simple that was? Just with smoothing up. So if we look at our before, let me just revert this. Before, and now our after. Before, after. So you can see that there really is a pretty good difference, and it just looks nice to have it on a magazine. It's good for presentations. And see you next time.